Hey everybody, good afternoon and welcome back yet again. Prime rib roast is obviously on the menu tonight. This came like this from the butcher, or yeah, we'll just say it came like this from the butcher. So basically, this is a two bone. It's about 6 pounds. Usually, when they do this, they don't like take the rack all the way off. But they did, and they just tied it back on. You know, it's fine. It'll cook just fine. And I was gonna cut this twine off and kind of trim a little bit of the fat off the top here, but I don't have any more butcher twine, and this is pretty much. I don't think if I cut this, I don't know if I'll be able to retie it. So we're gonna leave it just as is. It'll cook just fine. The way we're gonna get this prepped up today is all we're gonna do is we're gonna coat this whole thing in olive oil. I don't have a whole lot of olive oil left, and then we're gonna go on pretty heavy with this hardcore carnivore black. I've had it on steaks before, and you know, when you go to a restaurant, you know, some restaurants, you know, I've seen have specialties, especially back, you know, where I'm from in Wisconsin, but blackened prime rib, and this was already going to make it black, and then I'm hoping to kind of sort of get a good, not necessarily sear right over the flame on it, but to get some good color, you know, from being on the grill. So let's just go ahead and get this thing prepped up. That should be good. No reason to season the bottom, but we are going to season the bottom just because I do like seasoning the bottom of things. But we're just going to go on with the hardcore carnivore. Pop up, prep tray. And that is going to be about good. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sit on the countertop while I get the grill going. So when we're throwing this on the grill, we will pick back up. So we'll see you then. Alrighty, we are down at the PK. Just put the prime rib roast on. There should be. My hope is to be able to leave it like this throughout the entire cook. You know, pretty much the front, or I don't know what you want to call it, but the spinalis facing the heat source. If it starts to get maybe a little too dark there, I might just flip it 180. But I'm hoping to be able to leave it just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and close this down so the temps don't get out of control here. But so gonna do this cook. In a way, reverse here. The first part of the cook, we're going to run right around 200. I'm hoping to do that for about 2 hours, and then I'm going to open up the vents and then just finish this thing off, let the burn, you know, and let it burn the charcoal, and try to get a nice char on the outside. The charcoal we're using today is B&B oak lump, and then we got about, I don't know, 5 or 6 little chunks of post oak in there. And yeah, you know, besides that, that's about all I got. Vent setup today is this one right now is just cracked, and then the one right below the coal is just cracked. I'm going to try to hold this thing right between 200 and 225 for the first part of this cook. So I'll probably pick back up when I'm going to open the vents up. So we will see you then. Alrighty, so we are back. We've been on for about 2 hours. What I went ahead and did is, you see I got the chimney over there to the left. I put about a half a chimney's worth of charcoal in there, just got it going about halfway, and I went ahead and poured that right in, you know, right on top of the coals that are already there. Because just at first glance, I thought I might have needed a little extra charcoal, but after I got in there and mixed it all up, I probably didn't need any extra, but, you know, oh well. So now what I went ahead and did is, the 2 vents that I had opened are both now fully open. So what we're going to go ahead and do is try to finish this off right around 350. And hopefully those 2 vents being open will get me there. If not, I'll open up some more vents. But when I do prime rib roasts on a pellet grill, that's typically how I do them. I do them at 180 for a few hours and then crank it up to 350. Let it finish up there and, you know, get a nice crust on it. So now let's just go ahead and take you in. I'll go ahead and take you in, and we'll take a peek at the roast. All right, let's go ahead and open her up. There it is. Like usual, I'll take you in a little closer, give you a quick peek at that roast. Looking pretty good. You can see I got a ton of charcoal. I did put another piece of post oak right there. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and close this down. But before I do that, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to leave it like this the whole time, or I'll have to kind of rotate it 90 and then rotate it 180. I don't know if this will get a little too warm. We'll find out. I'll probably check this every half hour, 45 minutes or so, or maybe a little more often if the temps are really spiking on the internal of this. But like I said, internal on this right now is at about 82. This should finish off fine. You can kind of see that fat cap split right there. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to cut that fat cap off. Not because it'll still be really good. It just looks a little prettier when that fat cap isn't on there and it doesn't split. But now, besides that, I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I will probably pick back up one last time when we are cutting into this thing. So we will see you then. Alrighty, we are back and it is time to eat. Real quick, go over to cook. Actually, you know what? Just take a look at this prime rib. Looking, I don't want to go to the other side of the table here and have the camera off, but this is the second take, and both takes so far. The mini horse has screamed in the background, but looking really nice. You know, I really like. You know, this is, you know, obviously it's a, you know, it's an all black rub. You know, it's really cool, and it tastes really good. I'd highly suggest, if you haven't tried this Hardcore Carnivore Black yet, give it a try. You won't be disappointed. But real quick, go over these cook times. Total cook of about 3.5 hours. We did 2 hours at about 200 to 225, and then hour and a half at about 350 to 360. Brought this up to an internal of 128, covered it in foil, let it rest for 25 minutes, and here's the final product. So, without further ado, let's cut into this. The first thing we're going to have to do is cut off the butcher twine. Go ahead and just take the ribs right there. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with these yet. I might throw them back on the PK and let them tenderize up a little bit, or I might just gnaw on them. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and cut this thing right down the middle and see what we got. That is looking like prime rib roast to me. That is definitely more medium. Yeah, you know, it'll still be good, but just give you a little close up there. Let's go tri-piece here. Go right off of the spinalis. Give it a shot. Definitely very, very, very good. That Hardcore Carnivore Black rub on this is fantastic. So, yeah, and you know, obviously the B&B lump with the post oak, you can really taste that oak all throughout this meat. So now, besides that, you know, besides the fact that it's finished up medium, I don't know how many of you had prime rib a bunch of different ways, but really prime rib, as long as it's fresh, to me is pretty good. Not making an excuse to why this finished up medium instead of medium rare, but here we are. So now, besides that, I'm going to sign off. Hope you and your family all had a happy holiday. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.